Give us 2 minutes, we'll answer one question. Should you see it?
Death and the Maiden, written by Argentine-Chilean playwright Ariel Dorfman, explores the idea of what it's like to have absolute power over someone's life. The play is set in 1990, 15 years after the maiden of the play, Paulina Salas, had been kidnapped, raped, and tortured during the Pinochet regime. Played with real heart by Geneviève Sirois, Paulina now spends most of her time home alone, mentally never having been able to move on with her life. That is, until her husband, Gerardo, brings home the Good Samaritan who helped him when he was stranded on the side of the road, and Paulina recognizes the voice of one of the men who tortured her all those years back. Joining Sirois on stage are Chris Ralph as her devoted and trying hard to cope with what's going on husband, Gerardo, and Paul Rainville as the did he or didn't he Good Samaritan, Dr. Miranda. All three characters have strongly opposing positions during the play, and each of the actors plays the conflict to great effect. In the first few scenes, Death and the Maiden does peter along as it tries to find its momentum. There were times when it felt like the actors were wandering aimlessly around the set. But the story in the play really hits its stride once Paulina kidnaps Dr. Miranda and holds him at gunpoint. You're never sure if Paulina will shoot the doctor or not. You're never sure whether Miranda did it or not, and you're never sure what Gerardo, who doesn't want to see a man murdered in cold blood by his wife in his own kitchen, can do about any of it. And all this leaves you on the edge of your seat. The show benefits from really quick pacing from this point on. All the dialogue clips along nicely, and the show never slows down. There are even some moments of black comedy during it all. The play asks questions about the essence of cruelty and what a woman, or even a country, needs to move on from such a tragedy. How do we end the cycle of violence? But the real draw of the show is the suspense from not knowing who's right and who's wrong, whether Miranda is lying or Paulina really has gone off the deep end. With an engaging story, beautiful set, and great performances, Death and the Maiden is definitely worth seeing. Death and the Maiden plays at the Gladstone until May 19th. Details below. What do you think? Is Dr. Miranda guilty? What should Paulina have done? Tell us in the comments below or over at our website, productionottawa.com, where you can find tons of other local coverage. If we're not talking about it, it's not happening.